already know, my name is Marina. Imagine for a second that you finally met the person you've been waiting for your whole life. Someone that you know for sure is the one. Someone you would never want to let go. And the only dream you have is to spend the rest of your life with them. But you can't because it's against the law. That's what people had to deal with all the way till 1967 if someone they wanted to marry happened to be any other race than them. Even though interracial marriages are common these days, there are still a lot of people who look down at them and consider them wrong. In my opinion, this is some certain form of racism, because if you feel that everyone is equal, why should interracial couples be treated any differently than any other couples? If any of you have ever been in a relationship with someone outside of your race or culture, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. The reason I chose to speak on this topic is because not only I'm in intercultural relationship, but also interracial. And it fascinates me how differently people react to it, from strangers to our own families. I wonder, why does it matter who you're with? Why some people wouldn't even consider marrying someone outside of their own culture or race? So I wanted to find the answers to these questions, and I read several books, and I conducted several interviews, and at the end, I came to a conclusion that there are two main reasons. First reason is that society expects us to be with people of our own race or culture. And second one, a lot of families disapprove when their family members enter into a relationship with someone outside their race or culture. Laws that enforce racial segregation at the level of marriage were first introduced in the United States in the late 17th century. And they remained in force in many states all the way till 1967. Even though these are the states, the red ones are the states that were the last ones to keep those laws. Even though these days interracial marriages are legal, many interracial couples still face many difficulties and obstacles when they want to get married. Society expectations shape people's attitude toward interracial marriages. Some people believe that you can't truly connect with your spouse if you come from a different culture or race. I interviewed a girl, her name is Maria, and she's Russian like me. And when I asked her what's her take on interracial relationship, she said that people like to see couples of the same race or culture. And when asked if she would consider marrying someone that's outside of her own race or culture, she said that she wouldn't, because it would just be too difficult to to put together Russian culture and some other culture while raising a family. She said it would be difficult because of the language barriers, because of family traditions, and also with raising kids. Another friend of mine, whose name is Elizabeth, and she's African American, she said that even though she's my friend and she is very happy for my relationships, she says that in a way she disapproves of interracial couples, because she said it makes her feel like almost like you're betraying your own race or culture when you choose to be with someone outside of it. Another reason for people to look down at interracial relationship and marriages are family disapprovals. Many parents want to see their children with someone who comes from the same culture or race. A perfect example would be my personal relationship. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a few years, and I'm Russian, he's African American. When we first got together, I didn't tell my parents for 4 months because I was terrified of their reaction. And when they finally found out, it was to the point that one of my parents told me, the family will never accept it. You can date him, you'll never marry him. But, by now, my family totally loves him. Everyone is really supportive. But unfortunately, many families look at it like that. And another reason for families to disapprove of their children or their siblings marrying outside of their own race or culture is because there's some kind of feeling of safety, like you know how the marriage will turn out if you stick to your own culture or race. But overall, regardless of what society expectations are and if your family approves or not, I believe people should be able to marry who they love and not be judged by it. I think it's unfair to predict couples' happiness and success of the marriage based on their appearances. And I disagree that society should dictate what's better for someone else's love life, because you never know where you will find true love.